Hello everyone and welcome back to Fire Emblem, the Sacred Stones. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Titanium Legman, and today we're going to continue our campaign against the erstwhile generals of the Kingdom of Grado. When last we left off, I should probably go over to the actual area, we had successfully finished off Kalik, the Tiger's Eye, who, unfortunately, we were not able to kill with Joshua, despite Joshua's existing vendetta against the man, as Kalik is the one who personally slew Ismare, Queen Ismare, of the Kingdom of Gehenna. And as we found out, Joshua is in fact now the Crown Prince of Gehenna. And Kalik is also the one who led the assault on the palace, slaughtered the citizenry, and shattered the country's sacred stone. So there's a little bit of animosity there, but unfortunately, as we've not been leveling him perhaps as aggressively as we should, he was not able to land the killing blow. That honor went to our shining star of the army, Amelia, who slaughtered him in short order with an axe reaver. But now, we have a bigger fish to fry. As you can see, we have 29 enemies left, and that's barring any reinforcements that decide to pop out of the woodwork. We have this small force approaching from the south, led by this paladin, who's not, he's not a boss, but he's still a paladin. He's still a force to be reckoned with. And then we have this entire just mess of units down here. We got wyvern riders, and paladins, and rangers, and troubadours, and cavaliers, and myrmidons, and a berserker. We've already chipped away at the force a little bit. We lured some wyvern riders to the north with Cormag earlier in the mission, so they've been chipped away at already, and there's likely to be more of them appearing, so we have a little bit of a fight ahead of us. But for now, we're going to push south, clear out this force, and then push to the right and see if we can't deal with Valter's forces from there. We also, of course, have to deal with the hidden, buried items that are scattered about the map, but that's an issue that will have to wait for once we're down to Valter himself. For now, let's get things kicked off with Ewan here, who unfortunately, without Amelia's support, is not quite strong enough to finish off one of these mages, but he can get some experience in the process at the very least. He is coming along quite well, up to level 10, has 30 levels to go to reach max level, 10 before he can be promoted into a druid, and then 20 more to go from there, which is good, because there's an item that we're going to be acquiring in this map that will be quite beneficial to whichever unit we have that has the least amount of experience thus far. We'll go over that soon. Also, we need to have the siblings talk, because this is the first time they've seen each other in a long time. Eirika! Brother, is that really you? You're not some phantom, are you? No, it's really me. Hold. Enemies approach. Ephraim, even when we were children, you were always there to protect me. And that's that. Short, sweet, and to the point, which makes sense, seeing as how we are, in fact, in the middle of a war. Natasha quickly approaching level 20, which will be excellent. Now, the real question, how do we want to deal with these forces? It shouldn't be too much of an issue if we can clear out the mages, which are the only units they have that can easily cross the desert. We should be able to body block with one tanky unit. Ephraim, Dussel, something like that. And keep the rest of these guys from crossing the desert. Even Ross could potentially do the trick. I might do just that, actually. Ah, there we go. See ya! Nice. I was gonna say, Ross has to be pretty close as well, as does Colm. There's a lot going on here for us. Now, I think the play is going to be... we have Naimi soften this guy up, potentially even get a kill if she crits. Oh, okay, fair enough. And then we're going to dance for Ross, and we're going to push him down just that little bit further to block the rest of them from coming across the desert. And with that, Okay. He's able to move and attack from further than I thought, because I didn't realize he has the hand axe. That could actually be acceptable. I think what we will do... Oh, that's right. Cormag can talk. Oh, look at this. Alright, we'll have Dussel and Cormag talk, and then we'll have Dussel rescue Cormag so that he's not getting attacked, since he is slightly injured and has weapon triangle disadvantage against the hand axe. So, let's talk first. General Dussel. Cormag! You're here. I turned my back on Grado to avenge my murdered brother. I never imagined I'd see you abandon Grado's army, though. Circumstance has made me a traitor, it seems. I don't know why I made him Russian, but I made him Russian. It's ironic. Two men who threw away their country riding side by side. General Dussel, I would consider it an honor to serve under you again. No, I'm a man with no country. I'm no longer a general of Grado. And I'm the same. Really, when you look at it, nothing's changed. Then I simply choose you as the man I ride with and protect. Cormag. That's one thing that I've never really thought about. It's something that's been bothering me a lot as I've been... Oh, I meant to rescue. Alright, we'll do it with Tama. This is something that's been bothering me more and more as I've been recording this and speaking the lines aloud. It bothers me... I've never noticed this before, it's funny. It bothers me that, like, so many conversations end with the character who's left, like, after the other character leaves the scene, just pensively saying the other character's name and then fading out. Like, why? Why is that a thing? There's no real need for that, and it makes the dialogue just a little bit more awkward, I feel like. It's not like a major mark, I would say, against the game or its writing, but it's just a little awkward, and I don't like it. Didn't realize the Paladin had a javelin as well. Gee, these guys came out well equipped. They have a lot of powerful ranged gear. It's a little bit disconcerting. Oh god, Amelia's stuck in the mud. Nice. Nice. One more. Beautiful. Very good. Come on, Ewan. We need a good setup for you here, buddy. Okay. I would have preferred to see some skill there, but 3 points, all relevant stats, I'll take it. Fair enough. Aha! I think we found our damage here. Now, so long as Arter lands this hit, nice. Now, we should be able to have Naimi pick the Paladin off and take him out as a major threat here. Oh, and the crit, too! Very good. Guaranteeing the hit. You'll love to see it. A very solid level as well. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Alright. Well, that's an easy enough kill to take. Very good. Lots of damage to go around as well that Natasha's going to be able to get some levels off of, which, I mean, she really only needs to do it a couple of times, so... Sounds good to me. Now... Even once we drop Cormag, Tana's not going to be able to secure the kill there. Which I don't love. I think to be safe, we're going to rescue Arter away. There we go. That way, the Cavalier with the Javelin will have no weakened target that he'll be able to go after that he would have any reasonable possibility of killing. We'll go with the Javelin here with Tana so that she can get the counterattack in if he decides to go for her, which he probably won't. He'll probably throw the Javelin at Ross, but if he does attack Tana, we should be able to get the kill on the counterattack. So, with that, let's get a little bit more healing going. Very good. Cormac will be ready to go for next turn. Oh, wow, we can actually... Cool. I didn't think we would be able to get Joshua that far down. Perfect. Oh, he did go for Tana. Interesting. Oh, with the Steel Lance. Ah, fair enough. Well, you're dead now, friend, so that's on you. Excellent. And now, again, barring any untoward reinforcements, it will be an easy enough task to push all the way to the south and then construct a solid line to push right and start addressing Valter's forces from the front. Now, with that in mind, I think this is going to be our opportunity to heal... Actually, no, I think, yeah, Cormac is fully healed, so he's good to go. We can move Cormac and Tana right. I know foregoing having Tana build support with Eirika, but that's okay for now. And we can take out this mercenary and also antagonize some more of the Wyvern Riders and hopefully draw them away so that we have a little bit easier of a time pushing down. Actually, not going to push too far here in case we get reinforcements. You have to remember to bring Amelia down from the north, too. I can't forget that she's up there. Nice! That is a solid level right there. Very good. So we have a little bit more health on Arter in case something particularly untoward happens. Oh, you brave fool. God, who gave these poor men iron blades? They are clearly not fit enough to handle them. Good lord. Just wanton slaughter. Okay. We've chipped the enemy forces down by 8 since we started today, which is, again, solid. I cannot recall if there are going to be more reinforcements, so that is something to keep in mind. But for now, it's a safe enough bet to slap Tana on this fort. If she gets hit by anything, she'll be able to heal. She can lure in, hopefully, this Wyvern Rider who has the Javelin equipped, counterattack, and do some damage. It still flummoxes me that I decided to only bring one healer on this mission. I really, really should have brought more. Even if it was Sala, like, and I'm just wantonly critiquing myself here, but realistically, because La Rochelle has movement issues by being a mounted unit in sand. Because of that, I can see my logic. However, realistically, it would have made far more sense to at least bring Sala, who could have been an off-healer. Oh well. Dussel being an armored and mounted unit has just atrocious movement through sand. Fair. But yeah, I really should have brought Sala because he wouldn't have any movement issues through the sand, and he could have done some off-healing for us. Because it would have been far too easy to get ourselves into a situation where we had more people to heal than we could realistically keep up with, and that was going to negatively impact, oh, look at you, our ability to keep pushing and fight off attacks as they came. And that very easily could have turned into a mistake on my part. I knew you had... I knew it. I remember there being someone who had sleep scattered amongst these forces. However, fortunately, the game designers were considerate enough, we'll say, to leave some vulnerabilities in the enemy force in their formation, so we can lure out just a couple of them at a time. Which is a design choice that I do really appreciate across some of the older Fire Emblem games, because it rewards you for paying attention to enemy positioning and move ranges and attack ranges and what types of weapons the enemy have equipped. Whereas they could very easily punish you by just having too many forces overlapping to realistically be able to lure them out without a extremely specific, dedicated unit. And that can make some of the older games, or some of the newer games, I should say, far more difficult than they really have any right to be. This is an issue that I can distinctly remember existing in Fates and a little bit in Awakening. And even one that I do remember seeing in Three Houses. Although not nearly as badly, especially because your forces in Three Houses can become so powerful that it's safer to lure out multiple units with them. Because realistically, yes, in actual battle formations, a good commander is going to pay... Oh! Goodbye, sir. A good commander is going to pay much closer attention to their formation and any weaknesses in it, and not intentionally leave things that the enemy commander can exploit. But in a game, you want to reward the player for paying attention and give them that good feeling you get when you analyze a situation and say, wait, there's a weakness here that we can exploit. That's cool. That's fun. To me, that's good game design. So it's very, very nice to see in this and some of the other Fire Emblem games where it exists, and is clearly a very intentional choice. Alright, we have to worry about this Berserker, we have to worry about this Wyvern Rider, but neither of them are in a range that can be of danger to Cormai. This guy is notable for two reasons. One is this Eclipse Tome, which you might notice has a range of 3 to 10 spaces, which means it is indeed a siege tome, or what I call a ranged attack tome, even though all tomes have a ranged attack. This is a significant range difference. The thing to note about Eclipse, though, unlike Anima or Light Magic, with which you can attack at range, is its hit rate is atrocious. You are never, ever going to be reliably able to hit anything of note with this. It is a terrible tome, it's heavy, it has a terrible chance to hit, and yes, it can reduce enemy HP by half, but any sufficiently powerful mage is going to be able to do that anyway by using a normal attack. Or a normal ranged spell, like Bolting or Shine. Terrible tome, and on this guy, a basic shaman, a basic enemy shaman with terrible skill, listen, you're never going to hit anything with this. It's just not going to happen. Don't worry about getting hit by it. What he does have, though, that's very notable, is a stealable guiding ring, which we desperately need because every magic-using class in the game uses the guiding ring. So they are in high demand at all times. So we need to keep that in mind. That said, we have a Wyvern Rider to slaughter here. Goodbye, sir. Excellent. Okay, now because of these Bow Knights, it's not really safe. Well, actually. Huh! These poor guys are actually the only ones that can hit this specific square. And they have steel lances, which means that Tana will easily be able to dodge. Actually, before I do it, let me double check, make sure that's the right square. This one right here, okay. Down 2, to the left 1. Use a vulnerary. Beautiful. Okay, so now she won't be able to get attacked by the Bow Knights. She might be able to get hit by sleep. Ha! Beautiful, okay. The game designers thought of that for us. We're good. We'll help ferry Amelia across the wastes here. And what we're going to do is put her in a position where next turn we can pull a Knight's Crest out of the inventory and slap it onto her. Alright, next thing we have to worry about is dealing with this force. And as much as I would like to just slap Ross on there, we don't have a hand axe for Ross currently. So what I think we're going to have to do is get a javelin on Ephraim and let him do it. Wait. Oh, it was Colm. I saw the low health on Colm, and for some reason was thinking it was on Ephraim, so I got very confused. We also have to pull, as soon as we're not hurting terribly over much, which we're basically at that point, we need to pull a guiding ring out of the inventory for Natasha as well. Don't need to worry about pulling those guys. And realistically, we actually would only be pulling this ranger. He could double Ross, though, and I don't like that. Okay. Although, how much damage could he do? Because Ross has decent defense. So we've got 15 defense. 9 plus 13 is 22. So 22 attack. He'd only be able to hit for 7, or 14 at most. But he would be in danger of getting put to sleep. Okay, yeah, we're going to hold off on that then. Alright, bring it on! Lots of counterattacks coming here, hopefully. Tana, unfortunately, not quite having the physical strength to 2-round a Cavalier with an Iron Lance, but that's okay. That would be a lot of strength to have on a Pegasus Knight, because these Cavaliers are actually fairly tanky. Okay. That was perhaps simpler than I would have anticipated. Okay. Axe Reaver is not going to be useful to us at this point. So we can put that away and pull out a Knight's Crest. Okay. Everybody, prepare yourself for the ultimate cosmic power that is General Amelia. Let's go. Look at that. Oh, God. I know people say it's like sort of pinkish, and I get that, but I mean, that is an orange general. The general sprite for the GBA games of Fire Emblem are so cool. Their attack animations are some of my favorite in the series. I love this unit. I love Amelia. Let's go. Oh, and those stat buffs are so good! And she can use swords, and she can use axes, and she has the Great Shield ability now, which doesn't show up anywhere in the stat screen, unfortunately, because activatable abilities other than lethality are new to Sacred Stones. So there isn't anywhere really in the UI, I guess, that they felt that they could put it. But basically, generals have the ability. I think it's based solely on their skill converted into a percentage, but it may have to do with luck instead. I do not remember the formula. But they have a stat-based percentage chance to activate Great Shield, which means that the next attack that they take will be completely nullified. It doesn't matter if it's a crit, magic, physical attack, period, it will be nullified. Now, obviously, you can't rely on it because it's still going to be a fairly low percentage chance, but it just increases the overall survivability of generals, and I love it. I don't think there's any iteration of Armor Knights, or Generals, or Fortress Knights, or however you know of them, depending on which game you know, that is stronger than the General in Sacred Stones. They're just so good. And again, she can use all 3 weapons. That's new to this one as well. In the older Fire Emblem games, especially in the GBA games, generals were locked to lances and axes, and then they gave them swords in this, and it's so sick. I can't wait to slap a sword onto her. I know I'm gushing about this. I don't care. I do not care. Generals are tight. We have a bunch of guiding rings, and we're about to get another one. Okay, so now here we have a decision. And this is one that I'm not confident about one way or the other. So, what are the two things we have to look at here? Bishops. Absolute insane powerhouses in Sacred Stones, specifically because of this Slayer skill that you can see right here. The Slayer skill gives bishops a passive 3 times effective damage against monsters when using light magic. I think it's 3x. What that means is that Slayers will, or not Slayers, I wish they were called Slayers, that'd be awesome. Bishops automatically have critical damage, as if they got a critical hit on every attack they make against a monster. And from here on out, a large majority of the enemies that we're going to fight are going to be monsters. And they can also crit on top of that. So there's the potential for them to do 9x damage to monsters. It is disgusting. Plus they still heal, and they have all the benefits of being a terrain, or not a terrain based, a pedestrian. I can't think of the proper word. An unmounted infantry, there we go. An infantry unit. So, like, they don't get slowed down on difficult terrain and things like that in the same way that horses do. Excellent. Valkyries are mounted. That's basically it. That is basically it. The distinction I make is basically, in this file, in this campaign, am I going to be spending a lot of time in the post-game creature campaign, where you basically can roam the map and do creature battles, some of which can be quite difficult. And then you can go into the Tower of Volney, which is unlocked in its entirety, and the Lagdao Ruins, which is a super version of the Tower of Volney, and to this day I still find to be very difficult. If you're doing that, you want bishops. Flat out, just because of the damage that they do. However, if you're just worried about the actual campaign, there's an argument to be made for Valkyries because of their increased movement range. Because generally speaking, cavalry has a huge advantage over any other unit type because they can move further and faster, they can secure objectives, they can catch up to and move to units that are in need more often. That said, though, I think we're going to be making Ardor a bishop. And I don't often enough get to use Valkyries, and they're just cool. So I think we're going to make Natasha a Valkyrie. Also, I can't remember who we're supporting her with at the moment, but the benefit of being a Valkyrie is she can move and keep up with whoever her support partner is, regardless of if they are an infantry unit or a cavalry unit. So there is that to consider as well. Awesome. And that is also something to consider, which I did not think about. She gets the ability to Canto to use the rest of her movement if she does a non-attack or healing action? I can't remember. But super strong, basically. That's the point here. Oh, we actually only have a basic javelin. Huh. God, we're just, like, out of... We're out of ranged weaponry, basically, for lances, which is not great, obviously. Beautiful. Okay. I think we wait for one more turn, and then we get Amelia in there with her spear and soften up the enemy force that way. Okay. Here's the play. We put Amelia down here. We give her a spear. We have Eirika come down. Take a steel sword for herself. And to trade an iron sword to Amelia so that she has it. And then basically we watch the fireworks. After this fight, I need to make a note to go and look at my notes and look at the game files and see who it was I was considering pairing Natasha up with. So we can make sure that we're doing that. We'll get a Cormag on this fort to heal. We'll have Tana finish off this Cavalier. And then we'll pass the turn. We will let Amelia soften up this flank. And then we're going to call it, because we are actually a little bit past 30 minutes, which I just realized. So... a poor level, but I mean, Tana's stats are already so great. I don't feel bad about it. The only thing that'll suck will be if the Troubadour gets the sleep off on Amelia, but I highly doubt that that would happen. Conversely, she can also just get attacked. Look at those stats! Look at that attack! Oh. There's no reasonable way that that would work that way, where a chain comes out of the arm and pulls the lance back, but I also don't care because it's awesome. Oh god, I love generals so much. They're just so metal in every way. Oh, it's so good. And the Troubadour didn't even go for the sleep. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to call this one here. When we come back, we're going to pick apart the rest of Valter's force. We're going to weaken and eventually kill Valter himself, and I will show a quick montage of the items that we acquire from the desert. Until then, though, I do hope you all have a good night. Until then, though, I do hope you all have a good night. If you know someone that you think would enjoy this series, or one of my other series, if you could shoot them a link, I would very much appreciate it. I'm doing everything I can to grow the channel, to make something of all of this, and if you guys could help, I would very much appreciate that. And hey, it benefits us all, because it brings more people to the channel that we can all talk about our favorite games with, right? If you want updates on when videos are going live, you should follow my Twitter. And of course, you should subscribe. And beyond that, there's little else to say. I hope you all stay safe and healthy out there. Have a good night. And remember, be good to each other. Bye now.